Hey there, wondering if you could teach while you're on vacation, or maybe you're thinking of retiring and you need some extra income. Well, Cambly is the perfect place either way. My name is Linda. My students call me Linda or Teacher Linda, and I've been teaching on Cambly now for 2.5 years. So I want to talk about in this video how Cambly can be a great supplemental income when you're on retirement, or maybe you're in between jobs and you could use a little bit of extra money. Let me tell you how it works. So first of all, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I started teaching on Cambly 2.5 years ago. And at that time, I was still working full-time as an employment consultant. But I had been thinking of leaving my job for quite a few years, and I wasn't really sure if I'd be able to survive, without a regular job, without a regular income, and I was getting paid pretty good money. So I wasn't sure. But I had already started exploring working online, teaching online, and had applied. So when I quit in August 2018, I had started to teach on Cambly for 1 month by then. My friends asked me, "Are you retiring?" I said, "No, I'm not retiring because I still plan on working," right? So at that time, I wasn't really sure of if I'd be able to stay on Cambly for that long because, I've never really worked online before. But I started teaching and I gradually added more hours and I started to get to know the system. I started to learn that I could go on priority hours. You'll have to look at another video for that. I started inviting students. I started making some students regular students. And before you know it, the schedule that I put on Cambly was getting pretty full. So I learned that I can work as much as I want on Cambly or as little as I want on Cambly, which is really a bonus because while I've been working on Cambly, I've also been able to travel. So, if you are retired and you're thinking, well, I don't know if I want to work that much, no worries. You could travel and still teach on Cambly, which is great. Now, if you're in between jobs, and you start working on Cambly, well, once you start working, because at some point you might get a job, of course, you might just go on Cambly on weekends, or maybe you'll work on Cambly during the evenings, right? So the schedule is really up to you to decide. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about how I schedule my time. Now, really, the schedule is a 24-hour schedule. So I could start, I'm in the Eastern time zone, so I could start if I wanted to at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm sure that my schedule would get filled up, but I don't. I don't want to start at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'd rather start at 9 o'clock in the morning. So I'll just work a few hours in the morning. I work about 10, 11 hours a week. That's it. That's it for now. If I wanted to work more, I would work more. Sometimes I even schedule some time on weekends. So the bonus is that I'm not required to work a certain amount of hours. So if I wanted to take a vacation and without working at all, okay, a vacation with no work, I can simply not schedule anything at all. My students might say, "Hey, are you available?" I would tell them, "No, I'm on vacation, I'm not working." Or I might say, "Well, if you want to meet, I do have some time on that particular day." So I could be going on a vacation, and I've gone through a lot of different vacations. Like I've gone to Costa Rica, and I get messages from my students, and I say, "Okay, I'll invite you to this particular time," and they're okay with that. So I can maybe just work 1 hour if I wanted to during that week. I usually work a bit more, of course, but I could. So I could go on vacation. If I'm semi-retired, I can go on vacation if I wanted to and still work. Now, if I'm in between jobs, I think it's perfect. It's perfect. So you might be applying for work and maybe you have an interview. Well, of course, if you have some time slots that are already booked, you might have to make some changes to your schedule and still go to your interview. So everything is flexible. I think that's the beauty about it, right? There are a lot of people that I know that are retired and they just want to have a little bit of fun. They want to go on Cambly to meet people from different parts of the world. So it's fun that way. It might not even be because they need additional money. Go figure, right? Not everybody is on Cambly because they need that money, right? Some people just go on Cambly because you can get to chat with people from everywhere, which is really, really cool, right? There might other, people who have been recently laid off. So, if you're in between jobs and you've already got an account with Cambly, you can simply, keep your account open, by scheduling 1 or 2 hours a week, which is not so bad. And then, of course, when you have more time, you could simply book more hours. I have a friend actually who hadn't been on Cambly for over a year. And then she started needing a little bit more income. And so she started to add more hours to her account. And now, this was a few months ago, now she's back to meeting regular students and she's quite busy on Cambly. I think she schedules up to 5 hours a day on Cambly. So, you can work as much as you want or as little as you want on Cambly, which is great. It's perfect if you're in between jobs. It's perfect if you're retiring or if you're planning on retiring. Now, the other thing I want to say too is that payments are made weekly by the end of the day. That's PST, Pacific Standard Time, on all balances over $20. So if you've only worked 1 hour, which is $10.20, I think, you might not get paid until the next week. So you have to at least work 2 hours to get your paycheck on Monday. You'll always get a paycheck on Monday if you have over $20 on your balance. So you want to keep that in mind. You can plan your week, you can schedule your students, and you'll have a really good idea of how much you'll get in your PayPal account on Monday. I think that's one of the great advantages, right? So, for example, if this week you need more money and you calculate how much money you need this week, well, you figure 17 cents a minute, which is $5.10 for half an hour US funds, $10.20 US funds. I'm in Canada, so it ends up by being a little bit more. If you calculate that, you calculate, well, okay, I'll work so many hours this week. Well, you can count on that on Monday, you'll have a pay. So that's really great, isn't it? I think it's one of the best things, actually, that I really, really like, the fact that I'm getting paid on Monday. So, like I said, for some people, it's work. For other people, it's play. It's just fun. And I'm really enjoying meeting my students now. I've gone through different periods in the last 2.5 years where I looked at it from a working perspective. Because remember, I left my job about 2.5 years ago. I was in a professional job. I was an employment consultant working every day. I left that job and I started on Cambly, still being very professional, of course. And I'm always professional when I work, but I had that mindset. I had that mindset that I'm working. And then it kind of shifted over the last 2.5 years. I went from I'm working to this is fun. I'm really having fun meeting all of these different students. I'm always professional when I teach, always professional when I teach. But I'm really enjoying the experience because it's so much fun. Just the other day, I met with a 6-year-old. Now, I'm not expecting that, wasn't expecting that at all because I work with adults, but it was really fun singing with her. So you just never know, right? So even if you're in between jobs, or maybe this is to supplement your retirement income, this could be a lot of fun for you. I hope that you'll decide to join. My name is Linda, Teacher Linda for some people. And when you do decide to sign up, click on the referral link below and talk with me as well. By the way, when you join with Cambly, you're allowed 20 minutes. You get free 20 minutes. That means that you could talk to a tutor for that long to get some ideas. So I'd love to hear from you. That would be so cool. All right. Talk to you soon. Have yourself a great day. Bye now.